I'm Patrick Bailey with IQlist.com. Today is June 3rd, 2019. And today I'm going to be talking about swords, science, and some news. This is going to be kind of like catch-all video of some things I've been doing recently. Okay, first of all, this sword. This came up on Thingiverse the other day, and I downloaded it and printed it, and it's pretty sweet. So this is a collapsing pirate sword from 3D Printing World, and he actually has some more. So it happens to be thing 3597069, and I'll put videos, I'll put links up in the show notes. And this guy, he did a great job. I didn't think about it. The other day I was thinking about making a collapsing cup. And so I came across this stuff. Well, I was thinking about it. And then I happened to be on Thingiverse and they show this collapsing sword. And I guess this has kind of birthed that same idea. So he has a couple other designs. He's got lightsabers. He's got all this stuff. And so I printed a few of them. And it's just really cool that he figured out a simple way to do this. And now we've all seen these in the toy stores, or these flip out, but with 3D printing, the cool thing, and hopefully I can put a little hover video over here. I didn't have enough time to do a real good video where I showed the print going all the way, but it prints in place, so I don't know if I can get enough lighting on that. But it prints in place like this with all the concentric circles, and so when it's done, you just snap it off, and it works. Now, it's not the toughest thing in the world. I gave a couple of them. I made one for my son and one for my daughter, and they lasted about half a day. They're still repairable. I can still print some more stuff on for them, but they beat on them. But it's just a really cool demonstration. I'm going to be bringing this to a conference I'm going to just to show it's really cool that you can print this out in place, and it works so well. And he's got some other designs that might be a little more robust. I don't know. But, man, go check it out. Go print it. Also, he's got a video here. I'll put a link to that, too, on YouTube. I'll link in the show notes. So he's got a video going over all his design and what he did. Really great. I think it's a really good thing. But here, like I always like to do, here are the stats of something I printed. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a time lapse this time around. Didn't have the time. But this one takes a while to print. It took 16 hours and 5 minutes to print. It took 0.132, 13.2 central worth of electricity. And it weighs 0.146 kilograms. So it's a little heavy. Not heavy for its size, but it's a bigger print. And you multiply that by 20. So this, at $20 per kilogram roll of filament, this costs $2.92 in filament itself. So all in all, it's $3.05 to print this whole thing, which is just a really cool demo. I mean, it's really cool. And he's got some lightsabers in there that you can do multicolored. So he's got one where you can do 2 prints in 2 different colors and then screw it on. He really thought it out very well. So kudos to him. Super awesome job. Okay, so next I want to go over science. I found this really cool thing a few months ago, and I haven't had time to explore it any deeper, so I just wanted to present it. There's this, if you go on Thingiverse, there's a BYU CMR. Really cool to check out. It's like, this is Compliant Mechanisms Research Group. I came across a video. I just subscribed to them. I haven't even printed out one of these things yet. I just haven't had the time to go back into it. But this is like, I think you should be, it's a good idea when you're in any kind of medium, you're doing stuff in wood, you're doing stuff in metal, you're doing stuff on a 3D print, that the manufacturing process lends itself to certain kinds of things. So certain kinds of things are difficult to do in woodworking, but are easy to do with metalworking, and vice versa. So it's a lot better. I mean, it's interesting to prove how good you are at something, to do something that's difficult to do, but I think it's somewhat better to make use of what that tooling can do really well. And so I try to incorporate a little bit in my designs, trying to make things simple and try to do things like that. But this is like a whole nother level. This is not necessarily about 3D printing, but these guys are talking about compliant designs where they can have things made in one piece out of plastic that are resilient and do all kinds of stuff. And so this is like an extreme level of engineering. They do some really awesome stuff that's used in satellites. And so I would suggest go first. Here's their YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that. But I would suggest first, go watch this video. And it's called Why Machines That Bend Are Better. And it's by Veritasium. Veritasium. There we go. Veritas, the truth, right? He did an interview with this group. And so he's got a real great video. He's got some of their videos in here. And it's really good, worth a watch. And then go check out their channel and check out some of their stuff. I haven't had time to print this stuff out, but it's really cool. So there's my science I just wanted to show. And maybe at some point I'll get back around this and see. It'd be interesting to do some of their prints, understand their process, and maybe at some point educate myself enough to use some of their ideas because it's just really cool what they've done. Okay, and then lastly, just some news. So some simple news for me. I'm moving here soon. So I'm going to be, my videos will probably be intermittent, maybe even through most of summer. But once things settle down, hopefully I can do some more videos in the fashion that I like to. This video is a little bit of a mishmash for me, but maybe it's interesting. I don't know. But that's some of my own news. My other own news is next week, I'll be going to a homeschool conference with 3D printing. And so I'll put some links up in the show notes here for the conference. And we happen to be booth 286. Now, this is a homeschool conference, and it actually has a big Christian leaning towards it. So may not be your cup of tea, maybe your thing. But if anyone's already going there, hey, go look us up. I'll be doing some 3D printing. I'll have a lot of stuff out. And I'll be there with Stan Baldwin. He's with 3D PT as a group. We'll be doing a 3D printing booth together. Now, if you just want to go there to say hi to me, I think the conference is like $65 or $20 a day. And it's not a 3D printing conference. It's a homeschooling conference. So we can meet somewhere else. But if you happen to be in the Denver area, this is Denver, and you're homeschooling, and if you're going to this, hey, come by and say hi to the booth. And then so there's my news. Then other news, this is interesting to me. I want to see where it's going to go. So I haven't paid much attention to Prusa and their community site. I mean, they've had a community site forever. I've gone in there and used like the chat groups and whatnot to ask some questions or look stuff up. Very good. But they've gone another level. So if you want to get an overview over it, I'll put a link in the show notes that on their YouTube, they put a video up there, a better way to share 3D models. And I'll put a link there. And they're going over all the new features. So they're kind of in beta mode now. They've updated this all. And it's interesting. So as part of it, so I put my information in there. So I'm IQless. And so if you happen to, I'm logged in. So one interesting thing you can do, and be careful about this, is everyone can put their information on here and where they're at. So if you go scroll down in Colorado, I'm not putting my own home address in here. And don't do that, because there can be stalkers. But here we are in the greater Denver area, and I happen to be, I'm not here right now, but I will be moving to the south portion of Aurora. And I think I stuck myself in the mall parking lot. Yep, there I am. So I happen to be in the mall parking lot, IQless. I don't really live in the mall parking lot, but I don't need people stalking me. And I don't want to stalk other people. Just like someone else here, looks like they put themselves at Home Depot. Okay, cool. So, hey, put a zip code in there. It'd be interesting to see what's going on, to have some community, and you kind of know what's going on. There's a lot of people who are in the Denver area. Look at that. Tons of them who've got Prusa printers, and it might be interesting to meet up. So we'll see where this all goes. Also, they're going to be doing kind of a Prusa-specific Thingiverse. I don't know where it's going to go. I like Thingiverse, even though it's tied to a company, is they're kind of agnostic. They're saying, hey, put all your stuff here and share it. So that's where I share most of my stuff. That's where I share all my stuff, as far as I can remember, except for maybe some stuff on GitHub that's some code. But when it comes to Prusa, they're going to start allowing people to put, or they are allowing people to put the prints up here, and also allowing them to put their G code up here. And so that's a little interesting, where you could download someone's G code, and it's kind of already done if they did it to your liking. You just download it and go. So it's an interesting concept. But also it limits them to just the Prusa group, which I love Prusa, but I mean, it shouldn't limit them, but it's Prusa focused. And so I can't see it replacing Thingiverse. I don't know, but definitely interesting idea with the community here and sharing G code and some other things. So they're in beta. So anybody have an opinion on that, say something. Post a message. It seems like an interesting idea, so I'll probably put some things on there at some point. Seems interesting, so check it out. So that's my swords, science, and news for the day. So just wanted to kind of dump some of this stuff I've been carrying around for a while so that I can move on to other things. And then at some point when I get more time, I can go back and maybe do some more interesting, more detailed videos. But anyway, there's the news. Hey, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hey, give it a thumbs down. Also, if you like what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. And lastly, have a piece of info to share? Just post a comment.